What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, I'm a big Marvel fan, and The Defenders has just dropped on Netflix. I have binge-watched episodes 1 through 4. I'm going to talk about those right now. I had some comments in my previous Defenders trailer reaction to do every single episode a reaction and review. Unfortunately, I'm going to have a very long weekend. I am so glad I was able to binge episodes 1 through 4. My episodes 5 through 8 video will be out probably Sunday or Monday, because I'm going to try my very best to binge it this weekend and then get my thoughts together and give you guys kind of like a final review of the series. So if you like this video, be sure to stick around on my channel and stay tuned to that. But right now we're talking about episodes 1 through 4. Roll the trailer.
It's just a city. You'll get used to watching them fall.
Danny, light it up.
First, I want to tell you guys about an app. It is called the Stream Sidekick. It is on Android. It is the What's on Netflix Right Now app. This thing is awesome, you guys, because it narrows your Netflix searches down to exactly what you want to know what is out there. It tells you what's recently added. It tells you what's available in your country, and it is really something that you need if you're an avid Netflix user. Because sometimes Netflix is difficult to navigate, and while I'm not cracking them at all, I think this app could really help you guys. The link is in the description, so definitely check that out. So, you probably came to hear my thoughts about the series. Well, let's talk about the good. So episodes 1 and 2 were very interesting for me. I found some major flaws in these episodes, and I didn't know what it was going to be like sticking through the rest of the series, but I'm so glad that I did, because overall, 1 through 4, after watching the entire 4 episodes, I really enjoyed where our characters ended up at the end of episode 4, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. Guys, this series is just a lot of fun so far, and the character dynamics are really what's getting me intrigued. Luke Cage with Iron Fist, that's something we see a lot in the comics. Jessica Jones with Daredevil, but not just those two combos. You've got Luke Cage talking to Daredevil, Daredevil talking to Iron Fist. The way that these characters interact is awesome, and I think all 4 of the major team players play with the team extremely well, and even somebody who I was questioning in his previous series, Iron Fist. Finn Jones plays this character very well. Now, he starts off a little rocky in the first 2 episodes, and I'll get to that in a minute, but if you get to episode 3 and you're wondering if Danny Rand is going to have somewhat of a character arc, he does, and his character starts to become more tolerable, and I really do think Finn Jones is learning how to play this character, and I respect that. So let's talk about her. Sigourney Weaver makes her way into this Netflix Marvel universe, and she's killing it so far. She really is. She is kind of what binds these characters together, and they all have one end goal. That end goal is to take her down in a sense. I don't want to get any more spoilery, but overall, I really do think you guys will enjoy her presence because she brings a lot. And even through episode 4, and I know I'm not in the meat of the story yet, but she is, oh my god, she's so threatening. Even the side characters, the characters from the series that you have watched before, you know, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, you have Foggy, you have Stick, who is so, oh my gosh, I'm loving Stick so far. I don't know where he's going to end up, but he's doing great to this point. And you guys know it from the trailers, Elektra is here, and she is menacing. She is the weapon, and I'm not going into details, but oh man, does she bring a lot to this series. I'm so glad we got her back before Daredevil Season 3, and I'm so glad that we got all these side characters back, because they all brought what they usually bring, which is good stuff. Now let's talk about the story a little bit. So, of course, New York is being attacked by the Hand. Their goal, their mission is to get Iron Fist. Now, I don't know what they want Iron Fist for to this point, but the team has to figure out why do they want Iron Fist, and how are we going to solve all of these little plot lines that led us here, because Luke Cage is going on his quest, that brings him to the heroes, Iron Fist going on his quest, same, and once they all meet up in episode 3, episode 3 is when I said this series could end up being super good, because once they all met up, and you see the action scene, and you get that 10-minute what the hallway fight was in Daredevil Season 1. That is what this fight is in The Defenders, and so far it is maybe one of the greatest Netflix Marvel fights I have seen so far, guys. This was awesome. These heroes don't even know each other to this point, but they are still fighting the same battles with the same goals, and then once that battle is fought, they all get together and talk, and of course they're going to have their problems. It's kind of like what the Avengers was and how that team dynamic was, but once they solve these problems and they begin to figure out what's going on, right, and we kind of figure that out by the end of episode 4, Daredevil, awesome, Jessica Jones, awesome. Luke Cage may or may not be my favorite character just because the heart and the personality that he has. And I will say that Iron Fist, while he is still not to that level of the other three, I will say that he was a lot better when it came to episodes 3 and 4. Not so much in episodes 1 and 2 because I am the immortal Iron Fist. You know, come on, dude. What are you doing? But if you guys have made it to episode 4, I will say the story's interesting to me. I'm liking where everything's going. I can't wait to see how it plays out. And now let's talk about the bad. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Episodes 1 and 2 were really slow, and I was almost to the point in the beginning of episode 2 of I might just turn it off and might go study or something, because this is really lagging, dragging in these storylines. While they are somewhat interesting, nothing is happening, and I wanted a lot more out of episode 1. I can give it a slight pass because I see what it was doing. It was trying to set up these characters and get the backstory and all this stuff, and while some of it was really interesting, I like what some of the characters were doing in those episodes. Overall, when episode 1 was over, I was like, man, I want something to happen, because all of this anticipation is building up and you get no payoff. And then in episode 2, all of this anticipation is building up. By the end of episode 2, you do get somewhat of a payoff, and that's when the series really started to turn around for me, and I was like, okay, now we're going somewhere. But I don't think that episodes 1 and 2 needed to be as slow as they were. You know what I mean? Of course you do, right? And once again, Finn Jones as Iron Fist. I did not like him in episodes 1 and 2 because he just has this cocky douchebag, I am a rich person and you are not mentality, and I am the immortal Iron Fist. Now, his character started to change in episode 3, like I said, but he was a big problem in episodes 1 and 2 for me. I will say the series is very dark, and some of the fight scenes take place in dark alleys and dark rooms, and maybe it was just the television that I was putting my HDMI cord into, but I could not really tell what was going on, and I understand it's a Netflix series, but I would like some action taking place in a lighter place. That's why the fight scene in episode 3 was so amazing, because you could see every little detail and everything that was happening, and what was lacking in Iron Fist when it came to action, I thought really provided us an awesome sense of what was happening in episode 3. That is not to take away from the awesomeness of those fight scenes. While they were dark and you couldn't really tell what was happening, the choreography was good, everything was good. These characters that we have grown to love or like or even dislike coming together as a team, I thought it was really cool, and right now there are 5 defenders, not 4, that's all I'm going to say. So taking those 2 episodes into consideration and combining them with episodes 3 and 4, right now at this point in the series, I'm in a 75 to an 80 range. Now, I have 4 episodes remaining, and that score could either go up or down. It's according on how good it gets from here. I'm clapping, I don't know. But I want to know right now, have you gotten to this point and are you enjoying Defenders so far? I'm having a lot of fun with it at this point in time, and I cannot wait to continue the series. Please join me. Episodes 5 through 8, I'm going to rank the entire series and give you my thoughts on how the series ends. I cannot wait to see how that happens, you guys. If you guys have not gotten Stardust yet, be sure to get on there and join me for my reactions and reviews. That app is really cool, especially if you're a fan of all things film. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Sorry I could not do an actual reaction to every single episode, but college is in full effect right now, and I'm doing all that I can. Be sure to join me on either Sunday or Monday for my final reviews of the Defenders, and stick around on my channel for more Netflix stuff, because I am focusing on Netflix right now, and I'm also focusing on Wind River that I am seeing later today. I cannot wait to see that movie and get a review out to you guys. So thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will catch you later.